Hi guys. We've been talking a whole lot about the 5 themes of geography, and you guys are going to have a project where I'm going to ask you to apply some of those themes to a country of your choice. So I wanted to show you a couple of great resources when you're doing research on a country. And one of my favorite resources to use is the CIA World Factbook. Okay, so the home page of the CIA World Factbook looks like this. There's a brief introduction. We've got a map of the world. And then we've got different categories here where you can go here and look at some regional and world maps. All right, and so they have different political and physical maps of different places all over the world. And those can be great resources for your project. We've got the flags of the world. And of course, these are in alphabetical order. Sorry, my computer's going a little bit slow. But let's see if we can't look at the flag. Oh, there we go. There's the flag of Afghanistan. And this is what the country. Oh, there's the flag and the country. It shows you a little about the capital. And then it's going to give you a breakdown of the country. And we'll look at that in a minute. But I want to go back to our home page right now. Okay, so here on the home page, there's a map of the world, but this is an interactive map. As you see, when I'm pushing my mouse over the different continents or areas, they're lighting up a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to click on North America, and that takes me here to a more specific map with just North America. And here I have all of the different countries in North America. And as I go over the name, they are highlighted on the map to the right. Okay, so what we're going to look at today is the United States, because we're kind of familiar with that. So I'm going to show you a little information about the United States. So up here we have, of course, the map of the United States and the flag of the United States. And here, if you want to, you can look at some of the photos. We're not going to do that right now because there's a whole lot of photos and we don't have time. But I just wanted to show you some of the different sections that you can find here on the CIA World Factbook. Okay, so first you'll have a brief introduction. It will talk a little bit about the history and how America became a country, how the United States became a country. Okay, you can close that up. Then we're going to talk a little bit about the geography. You have the latitudinal and longitudinal coordinates. Tells you the continents it's on, the size, the borders, the territories, the elevations, the natural resources. So these are a whole lot of the physical characteristics of the United States. Oh, I skipped people in society. There we are. People in society. It tells you what the name of a person who lives in the United States is. We're called Americans. Talks about the ethnic groups, the language, the religions, the dependency ratios, the ages. And these are a lot of the human characteristics of the United States. So here we are on the government tab, and it talks a little bit about the government, how it's set up, what it's called, the legal system, suffrage, so that means voting, when you are allowed to vote. We're all allowed to vote here at 18 years old in the United States. Okay. And there's a few other sections too. I'm not going to go into all of those right now because I also want to show you another website I found that I think is pretty fun and really interesting too. This website is called Cultural Jambalaya. And it is a website that's devoted to pictures, and it's a nonprofit that really hopes to help the world come together by just sort of connecting people with pictures. So there's a lot of great information, and you can go and explore through this site, but I wanted to show you one part in particular, and that's the photo gallery. So here in the photo gallery, you can see that there is a map of the world. I'm going to zoom out so we have, okay. And you can see that there's little pinpointers all over the world. And when you go over one of those pinpoints, so let's choose this one. All right, so this is Russia, and you can find photos of Russia. So we can click on that. It'll give us a little map of Russia here on the right, and then we can just scroll through and see some different pictures of Russia. It might be people, buildings, landmarks, physical characteristics of the country. You might find many things. Okay? If you don't want to go over every single one of these pinpointers, you can go down here and you can choose a country, okay? So let's choose Peru. Okay, so we've got the country, the map of the country here on the right, and then some pictures of it, okay? So this is some of the both physical and human characteristics in Peru. You have some of the animals, more pictures of Machu Picchu, one of the more famous ruins in Peru, someone in a market, and it kind of just gives you a really interesting view of how people live around different places around the world. And I thought that could be a nice addition for your project to be able to add a more human element. It's not just the facts or the numbers, but you know, it's a little bit about life. It shows you a little bit about life and how people live in these different countries. Okay, so those are a couple of really great resources that you can use when you're working on your project. Of course, you're more than welcome to use other resources. I just wanted to show you a couple of my favorites. All right, good luck.